them early, something safe, something they're confident about, something they feel good. And once that's completed, then you just keep moving from there because the confidence elevates.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
He finds his target, Fuller. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
How to be 6'7", be able to see over coverages into open windows. Brock Osweiler just did that with the slant route.
With that height, was also a great basketball player. Gonzaga, as you know, actually offered him a scholarship in high school for hoops.
Hard to believe he didn't take that, decided he wanted to play football, and ultimately chose Arizona State because of the direct flights from his hometown in Montana into Phoenix, Arizona.
Is that true?
That's a true story. Allowed his parents to come see him play a lot easier.
Offensive starters here. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, a talented wide receiver.
And he's still looking for that ultimate recognition. He wants to be mentioned with the best receivers in the game. His numbers suggest that we should do so.
Here we go.
2nd and 10 now. Osweiler. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. And now a look at the Saints starting defense.
From day one in the NFL, Jerry's Bird has been an interception machine, and now he's added excellent tackling and range to his game.
To throw is Osweiler. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. And on this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
And now a first down following that long gain. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Sheldon Rankins coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. This now play number 9 on the opening drive, but it's 3rd and long.
No, check. Detroit. Here we go now.
From the shotgun, Osweiler going to throw deep for the end zone. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You can feel the anguish all the way up here. It certainly looked like he had that one in the end zone, open, unable to hold on to it.
And Novak's kick is good. It's now 3-0 Texans. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline, somewhat happy.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. For Ingram, he topped the 1,000-yard mark this year for the first time in his 6-year career.
Didn't he just come out of Alabama last year?
That's what it feels like, right?
I mean,
hard
it's
to
amazing.
believe 6 seasons he's had.
Won a Heisman Trophy there, finally over 1,000 yards as a pro, and he increased his number of long runs, becoming a much better ball carrier into the secondary.
Caught by Snead over the middle. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Now a play fake here on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And a play like that with how far he had to go to make that sack shows how athletic defensive ends have become in the NFL.
And not just athletic. This is coached in a big way. Run to the football at all times. How about him never giving up on it and pursuing all the way across the field?
Breeze going to throw. Flush to his right. Now on the run. And that's caught inside the 30. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin. On first down, Breeze. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. He was looking for Mark Ingram there. That'll bring up second down.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And down inside the 15 he goes. 12 yards there as they move the chains. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence. I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. On second down, Ingram. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division every year is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
One of the best routes, one of the favorite routes of any play caller. He just ran that one. Nice little angle route. That's supposed to be a catch, and usually it is in a running back drop.
Yeah, I mean, he's a running back, but he's got hands. He should have caught it.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And now out comes Houston. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Again on 2nd and 10 now. It's Osweiler. It's complete to Fuller. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Now, that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. He's got Fuller. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
Here we go now.
They'll indeed go for it with Osweiler. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. Now they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Ready. United.
Now Breeze throwing on second down. And Thomas has it. On this last year, right around mid-season, it's kind of when Michael Thomas emerged as Drew Brees' favorite target. And he finished leading all rookies, 92 catches, over 1,100 yards.
And one of the things I remember most about learning about Michael Thomas last season when I did a Saints game was finding out how much winning meant to him. Multiple teammates talked about after a loss how upset he was, how much he put into practice getting ready for the next week, and how much he was looking at other guys and wondering, do you care as much as I do? And that's a really big deal for a rookie receiver, and he translated it into action the rest of the year.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this. One receiver left, two to the right. On second down, here's Breeze. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. J.J. Watt in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. On play action, it's Breeze. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some...
And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have two remaining here before we get to halftime. And this one is right through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So a good kick that time, and he's able to redeem himself from the previous miss.
And fortunately for him, he got the chance to do that not long after missing the first time. Sometimes a whole game goes by, and you don't get that chance at all. So you keep it with you until the next time you take the field.
And now out comes Houston. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Give them 12 yards on that one. It earns them a fresh set of downs.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Osweiler. And he's got it over the middle. Fedorowicz. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. So they're on that play offensively. They were in the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver.
And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have two remaining here before we get to halftime. From the red zone now, here's Osweiler on first down. Setting up the screen for Miller. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They hold him to only two there on the screen. It's second down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Sterling Moore. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it. And we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Caught right side, it's Snead. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Breeze to throw on second down. It's caught left side by Cooks. Touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Cooks in the final seconds of the first half. And the Saints have taken the lead. So they're able to break the tie just before halftime. Now they just don't want anything crazy to happen on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, they want to just add the extra point, get the kickoff taken care of, and get to the locker room with the lead that they fought so hard to get.
Fairly short kick taken at the 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now out comes Houston. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
He's got time in the pocket. And this one is incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit. And never mind, Larry. These two teams apparently anxious to get back at it. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook.
Now Paredes lost the football. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Here's Osweiler to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take.
And he fights his way into the end zone for a Texans touchdown. Lamar Miller taking it in. And the Texans are an extra point away from tying this football game. Puts them on top here in the third. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
Breeze to throw on 3rd and 1. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And they pick up the first down there with a gain of 4.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. He's going to let this one go deep. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
When offenses dial up big shots downfield, they're not always for the guys out wide. Sometimes they want to go to their big target, deep downfield, and the defense breathes a sigh of relief. 50-50 balls, not easy to get away from the big targets.
Breeze again here on 2nd and 10. Caught by Snead over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
Ready. 95-56.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone. It
always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. And they're going to speed things up here. Now it's Osweiler setting up the screen for Miller. And he's brought down after a good gain. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
Now a run. This is Alfred Blue. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. On the stop, it's Delvin Breaux.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
On 2nd down, here's Osweiler. Caught left side, Hopkins. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 4 yards on the pickup, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Back now here live in New Orleans. Offense just a yard away from the line they need to gain at 3rd down.
Let's go. Blue landed.
Osweiler now to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Sterling Moore. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play? We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
On play action, now Breeze. And now another one and thrown incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And it brings up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. And now out comes Houston. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
No. Check. Patriot.
They come out here in the eye.
Green, 39. All right, here we go.
They'll run it again with Miller. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Here's Osweiler to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
This is taken at the 10. 51 yards on the punt there. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Vince Wilfork busting through to get him for a loss of 6. And the offense can string something together, but they'll need to do it quickly here to try to get points on the board and win this game. On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. And that is incomplete. Tried to get it to Willie Snead there. And 4th down coming up. Here's Thomas Morstead now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And taken right at the 35. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Now Osweiler on 1st down. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. On 1st down, Osweiler. It's complete to Fuller. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And the Saints signal for another timeout. That's going to leave him with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. Here's a give to Miller. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Again, it's Miller. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Brad, wasn't that long ago that the guy playing that spot was an outside linebacker type of a guy. Now, as a defensive end, how about the speed that he used to get into the backfield and make the play?
Throwing now is Osweiler. And this is going to be incomplete. On now in a big spot in this ball game is the kicker, Nick Novak. This for the lead in the final stages. And Novak's kick is good. And they have taken the lead here in the final 2 minutes. Well, now then, it's a big kick right there to give them the lead in the fourth. But, Charles, there is still time left for a final drive.
Brandon, you know they would have liked to take the clock down just a little bit further, at least under a minute or so, but this one's not over yet, especially since they just need a field goal.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock, so tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you, and this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 52 yards. And I guess, Charles, sometimes when you have a receiver well over 6 foot, you do that. Just put it up there, let him grab it, and he did.
And it certainly appears like a 50-50 ball, right? We always talk about that when both sides have a chance to get it, the receiver or the guy covering him. But I think the odds actually are in favor of the offense. They can see the ball coming oftentimes before the defender can get his head around. So I think that really goes to like 70-30, and they should be able to go up and get it most of the time.
And he got it there. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. J.J. Watt in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. And I know it seems like we say this a lot in broadcast booths, but a quarterback can hold on to the football too long in these situations. I think he did right there.
Oh, I agree with you totally. Sometimes you have to understand situations. Get rid of the football, save some yardage to make it less to gain for the next down. Instead, he was so hipped on ball security, he held on to it and took a big sack. Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in fourth and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. So now one of the big... And now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
And now out comes Houston. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that.
Let's go. Here we go.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Osweiler. He's going to loft one deep left side here. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarris Bird. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And now out comes Houston, except for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. Now Osweiler on second down, setting up the screen for Miller. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Here we go now, 3-19.
From midfield now, here's Osweiler. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Again, Osweiler. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll be third down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Osweiler. And this one goes incomplete. A first misfire there after 6 straight completions, and it leads to fourth down.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. The Texans tried it, but they come up empty here on fourth. And the Saints will have the football back. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
And part 1 is done, now part 2.
Dance class, anyone? Did you see the steps between the quarterback and the running back on that counter play?
That's what you need for a good counter.
You have to have it because you're setting up your blocking. There's a timing element as well, but they have to marry up their steps. Otherwise, that timing gets thrown out the window.
Timing was great there and a big run. Kobe Fleener, the tight end, his intended target. And now it's second down. And you really can't pin that one on the quarterback, Charles. The O-line, they've got to protect better.
And they know it. That's their meal ticket. They want to take care of the big guy behind them. In this case, they let him down.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, You can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a hunting down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Brian Cushing, the linebacker, in on the tackle. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. Sat out 3 seasons. This is Tim Hightower. It's good for a gain of 7, but still a few inches short here with 4th down coming up.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball.
And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here in overtime, and we'll be back. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service to how important it is to play defense. And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense.
Turn up. I'm breaking in. I'm at the pearly gates, but they won't let it in. I told the devil, I said, I ain't trying to sin, yeah. No, I ain't trying to sin, yeah. Pray to the Lord, Daddy, let me in. I'm breaking in.
I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams will need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's Breeze's Saints going up against Wilson Seahawks. So let's get you up to CenturyLink Field in Seattle. On the call, here are Brandon Gotton and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now a play fake here on first down. Backing up. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas, a defensive guy that can make things happen.
Arguably the best center fielder in the game today. He patrols the middle of the field with speed and with fury.
First carry for Thomas Rawls. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. And a lot of the weight of this offense falls on the shoulders of the running back.
That's because the offense knows if they give him any openings, any opportunities, he can turn it into a big play at any time.
On second down, Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
To throw is Wilson. Now they go screen. It's complete. Losing 6 yards there to bring up fourth. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Pulled in at the 24. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. They come up with one back. That's Ingram. And they'll give it to him here. Oh, he's got a little daylight. There goes Mark Ingram. 20, 10, touchdown, New Orleans. Mark Ingram, 61 yards. And the Saints have taken the early lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He gets it to Baldwin. Baldwin coming off his first Pro Bowl appearance. He had career highs, Charles, in catches with 94, over 1,100 yards. That also a career high. Pretty good season for Doug Baldwin.
And I think the place that he really started to take off was midway through 2015. The connection between he and his quarterback, Russell Wilson, where they were playing more from the pocket, bigger plays downfield, that just propelled him into 2016. That and anything he perceives as a slight, he uses it to his advantage, and he just goes out and plays.
Charles, for Graham, so much concern early in the season about whether he'd be ready to play this year, what would happen recovering from the tendon. Not only was he ready, he played every game this season for Seattle.
And it wasn't just the injury concern with Jimmy Graham. It's how Seattle runs their offense. Remember, when he was in New Orleans, he could expect a ton of passes to come his way. But in Seattle, that number was going to be reduced Would he be able to maximize what they were going to throw in his direction? And he certainly did this year, 65 catches.
65 catches, just shy of 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, too. And give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game. Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On second down, Rawls. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now it's Wilson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And the first play will be a field goal try. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And Hauschka's kick is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, but no problems converting there.
Now after the made field goal, Hauschka back out onto the field to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Now Breeze throwing on second down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Breeze now to throw. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Ingram again. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. So back-to-back plays here where he couldn't get anything on the ground. Now you face a 3rd and 10 and assume you're going to try to pass it, right?
I would think so, because you've tried to run the ball, and really it didn't matter who got the ball in the play because there was no space to go. So I think you step back, throw the ball to try and pick up the first down.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Mike Bennett coming in to drop it for a loss of 8. And it'll be 4th down. Now the veteran punter for the Saints, Thomas Morstead, on to punt on 4th down. Back deep for the Seahawks, the All-Pro returner from 2015, Tyler Lockett. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the offense will come back onto the field with a 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. All right, different topic here. 2018, the Super Bowl, traveling north, far north to Minneapolis. Early predictions for that one. Who you got?
Well, you know, everyone's still waiting in the NFL for a home team to play in its home stadium, right? So could the Vikings be that team? I'll start in the NFC, and I'm going to say no. I think Seattle, starting to get near that maybe last run with their defense. Earl Thomas returns.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the safety, Jarris Byrd. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. They go play action for Ingram. Now Breeze. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
3rd down here for the offense after the incomplete pass. From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze escaping the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Atama Rubin able to get outside the numbers and drop him for a loss of a yard. And we've arrived at the 2-minute warning here in half number 1. So now on 4th down, Sean Payton's going to turn it over to the field goal unit. On the right hash, officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the lead will increase to 6 now. It's 9-3. So the defense gets the pick. The offense, Charles, they go backwards, but they do get 3 points.
Very happy to get to 3, but you know what's happier? The defensive team on the other side. They shut them down after the turnover.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any...
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Everyone's got 4 down. Move the team. Run it. Undercrush.
Now Wilson on second down. It's caught on the left side by Kurz. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a third down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? On third down, Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And the offense behind the chains here a touch on 2nd and 11. On second down, here's Wilson. That is incomplete. Marcel Reese is fullback, the intended target. And now it's third down.
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card. Third down and 8 now. From the gun on third down, Wilson. And the third down pass falls incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it's fourth down. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. And with very little time left on the play clock, Pete Carroll's going to call timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. So after the INT, it's Breeze. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
And on 2nd and 10 now. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Breeze. It's caught left side by Cooks. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And the lead stretches to 9. It's now 12-3. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive, go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. Short kick. One of the up men will take it now. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down. NFL teams last year a little under 50% on 4th down conversions. This is a bit tougher. 4th and 4. Here we go on 4th with Wilson. He's got Curse. Give him 9 on the play. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Just a yard on the count. There, it'll be 2nd and 9. A fake to Rawls. Now it's Wilson. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. It's caught outright by Graham. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Jimmy Graham. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. And the lead is is down to 2. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And the head coach reaches for the red flag, tosses it down on the field. He wants a challenge here. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Now Breeze. Dancing to his left. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and they're going to have a third down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Now Breeze on third down. Now Breeze lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Now it's Lockett. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
They stay on the ground, rolls again. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle it?
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. Breeze to throw on second down. Left side and caught by Flainer. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, you know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Breeze to throw for it on fourth. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
Well, it all came together on that one, didn't it?
Big-time throw on fourth.
Now, that had to feel good, didn't it? Taking that type of a gamble there and making it pay off. What a throw.
And tough as a receiver because no matter how perfect the pass, you know it's fourth down and you got to convert.
A little bit of extra pressure, but he overcame it.
And this is caught at the 8. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
Again, they'll throw with Breeze. That's caught at the 3. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. John Kuhn from 4 yards out. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. And oh my goodness, this is nowhere close. Well to the right and no good. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And out now come the Seahawks. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Throwing is Wilson. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. They'll come out in the pistol. Now Wilson on second down. Complete outright to Kurz. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for third. On third down, Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move. And the offense lining up first and 10. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. Here's Wilson to throw toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
That was a nice completion on an out route. And those types of plays are the result of arm strength by the quarterback and timing by the receiver.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. They go again with Rawls. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. It's caught on the left side by Kurz. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. First and goal here from the 9. They'll try to run with Rawls. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
One thing I know, defensive coaches love it when they don't have to invite their players to the party. This strong safety, you never have to ask him twice to help in run support. He's going to arrive and in a bad mood.
He's lucky to be getting that one back.
After what they've done with him all day long with all the targets trying to go after him, he's obviously gotten smart, and his pride has kicked in. Made a terrific play.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. He'll look to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Jermaine Kurz from 10 yards out. And the Seahawks a 2-point conversion away from tying the game. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Wilson going to throw for it. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. The linebacker, Stephon Anthony with a pick. Then he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. And the Saints signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So down only 2 now. Still a chance to finagle their way into field goal range if they can get this onside kick. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Breeze is looking to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Now Breeze. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Breeze to throw. They go screen. This is Ingram. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of them.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Wilson to throw. Baldwin with it over the middle. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there at 22. And quickly they get to the line. Now Wilson. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football, but today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly.
He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. Road. It's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is.